You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome to Good Morning Vail. Happy Thursday. Happy Thanksgiving. We have such a great show for you today. We have cheese balls, we have leftovers, we have stuffing. Oh my, it's going to be a great Thanksgiving here at Good Morning Vail. So keep it right here. Good Morning Vail starts right now.
Things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Lions Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lions Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Hi, it's Julio from TV8 Vail. Do you ever wonder why our tagline is "There's more for you on 92"? Because we're always bringing you more. More Good Morning Vail from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. all year long. More local coverage with Vail Vibes and Covered Bridge on TV8. More opportunities to participate with new roundtable panels on mountain perspectives and our new Spanish programming block coming this fall. Find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92, on YouTube, or our website at tv8vail.com.
Thank you for watching Good Morning Vail. Have an amazing day. Get on out there, soak up that sunshine. We'll see you tomorrow right here for more Good Morning Vail. Bye, everyone. Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw. You might recognize me from the Glitz and Glam with Gretchen. Maybe you hear my voice on the radio from time to time or see me out at a concert or two. I love concerts. If you see me out, the long mermaid hair, I'm almost 6 foot tall. It's hard to miss. Come and say hi, give me a high five, and make sure to watch me right here on TV8.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. I love Thanksgiving. I love the family, the friends, the food, and I love a good cheese ball. Let's check out Kim and Kevin in the kitchen making a cheese ball.
Now, I love a good Thanksgiving appetizer almost as much as I love the actual meal itself. Kevin, what's your favorite? Do you like the appetizers or do you like the meal?
I like it all. I really do. It's one of those things where you just graze throughout the day and then you get to the meal and it's like you're stuffed, but you're just relentless and you just go after it.
Well, I grew up in the South,
Okay.
which means we love things that are filled with cheese. So we are going to be making mini bacon cheese ranch ball bites. And it's quite delicious, so this is going to be a fun one.
I can't wait.
Are you a big fan of like different cheese appetizers?
Oh, I love cheese.
Awesome.
Yep.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
Who doesn't like cheese?
It's a staple, But shout out to those that don't eat it. But for most of us, this is going to be a delicious and savory little finger food before you have the big meal. So it's really simple. It starts with 2 kinds of cheese, so cream cheese and cheddar cheese. So we're going to go ahead and get started making this recipe. This one would make about 15 mini balls, so it's going to be
Feed like 2 people.
for now, but it'll feed everyone here in studio. But we'll go ahead and get started. What we have is we've got cream cheese, and you kind of want to let it sit out so it's nice and soft.
Soften it up there.
So we've had it probably sitting out about 15, 20 minutes, and it'll be nice and soft. So we're going to do about 2/3 of a block of cream cheese, which is about 8 ounces.
Okay.
Sorry, it's about 6 ounces of cream cheese. So we're going to go ahead, and Kevin is going to do the cutting for me. And then while he does that, this is super simple. It should take 10 minutes or less.
And you want it in that bowl?
And we'll throw it in our bowl here, right? And you want to make sure there's kind of an interesting fine line with this cream cheese. You want it to be softened, but you don't want it to be too soft. Otherwise, it won't hold everything together.
Right, you want to bind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bind it together.
Exactly.
Keyword here, the cooking in the kitchen, binding.
Binding is a keyword. So the next thing that we'll be doing is 4 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese.
Okay.
So an entire package of cheddar cheese, if you were making this for a whole, the full size of the recipe, you would just dump the entire package of cheddar cheese because these are about 8 ounces in the grocery store. So we'll do about half.
Okay.
You want to dump half?
And one thing that you mentioned before we started here, a key ingredient to get started with is the washing of the hands. And Kim and I both washed our hands.
We washed our hands during the commercial break, so we were ready to go because this is going to be an interactive. Looks good to me.
Yeah, that's 4 ounces right there.
4 ounces, right?
On the nose.
The best part, you can use a hand mixer or just for the essence of time, I like to use this one. You just put it on the lowest speed. So we're going to stick it in there and get rocking and rolling. So Kevin, what you can do right now while I'm mixing this is
stand away and wear an apron.
Stand away, wear an apron. But we're actually going to go ahead and mix our bacon and our parsley, and you can mix it in here. So you're going to do about a half a teaspoon of parsley, and then a half a cup of bacon, but I'd say just about half the package, or a little more, whatever. It's really up to you. You can mix whatever you want to, because what we're going to do is roll our cheese mix into the bacon and the parsley. It's the simplest thing. And then the last piece, you throw a little bit of ranch seasoning in there. Now, you can measure this out. I'm going to go ahead and measure it out now.
You're going to be official
I'm
about
gonna be
it. While
official.
I'm sitting here eyeballing things.
Well, you can never go and also too much cheese, too much bacon doesn't exist in my mind.
Right, okay.
Yep. So you're just going to go ahead and add
how much of the parsley again?
You're about
tablespoons?
About a half a teaspoon, or a tablespoon, sorry.
Okay.
So not that much. And we're just going to go ahead and throw it in here. I'm telling you. And it's really up to you. You can put as much ranch seasoning as you want to. Now, wish me luck. Let's hope it doesn't go
Wish
all
me luck,
over the
because
place.
I'm the one standing next to her.
We'll go ahead and, there we go. And just kind of pulse it and mix it all together. You know, sometimes you might want to make sure you've got a bowl that has higher sides than the one we're using here today. But
or a blender that doesn't go on Mach 5.
we're just pulsing it out just to get it nice and mixed together. Now this is going to be the fun part, and you know, we can. I'll leave you to do the rolling, and I'll make the balls. But our hands
bring
are
my
clean.
gloves.
Normally, if you wanted to use gloves because you are entertaining for people, I'd always recommend that.
Okay.
But you know what I love? I love using this little melon ball scooper because it makes it like a nice,
Perfect little
amount. You know, you've got too much. And then if you're wondering, like, what do I do next? If you've got an extra spoon, it always kind of helps scoop it out there. So that's about the size of it, right?
Okay.
We're just gonna scoop it. This is always the fun part. And then I'm going to roll it into a ball.
Okay.
And then we're just
You're
going to
hand it off to me.
Hand it off to you. You roll it in the bacon.
I'm going to dredge it in the bacon.
Dredge it in the
That's
bacon.
the key cooking word, dredge.
Binding and
dredge. So if you're starting your own glossary and definition.
And really, you know what I love about this is like you can really do all kinds of variations. So, you know, we use our base of cream cheese here, but you could use like the Boursin cheese that's got like the herbs and flavors in it. You can, you know, roll it in almonds or walnuts.
Whatever cheese you want.
Whatever cheese you want. You just need a soft cheese, and then if you want to, I guess you could say have a variety of flavors and a flavor explosion in your mouth when you take a bite. You literally.
Who doesn't love that?
And who doesn't? You just
especially for the holidays.
For the holidays, you know, that's definitely a good one. But then as you do this, you can do like I've done a variation where I put diced dried cranberries with some walnuts over it. It's quite delicious.
You see how I've been changing my technique a little bit. I started off, and I noticed some of my dredging has fallen off. But if I get it on there and then I give it a little bit of roll like this, just integrates it a little bit. Another word, integrate. Right into. There we go.
I mean, look at how delicious these look. You know, definitely nothing healthy about this recipe.
No, not at all.
If you were trying, I could say.
Well, I tell you what, you did get these simple organic pretzel sticks.
I did. You know, these are staple in my house as well, in my pantry.
Okay.
And oftentimes, I think, depending on your grocery list, you may have most of these ingredients in your fridge already, depending on what you're doing. And, you know, measurements are important, but really it's just kind of up to you. And I'd say, you know, from here, these look pretty good to us. You know,
right?
I can't wait to try it.
I can tell you were just all excited. You're shaking over there. My goodness.
Shaking in my boots, except today is the one
goodness.
day I didn't wear boots, which I usually always wear on the show. But once you do this, and you know, you kind of you just set them out. You can make them look pretty, and the best part is we've got these pretzel sticks, and you just stick right smack in the middle, and it makes a great finger food for your guests. So while we are getting our hands dirty preparing these, your guests won't be getting their hands dirty while they eat them.
Right, they just right here.
You just stick a pretzel stick right in the middle, and you've got a delicious bacon ranch cheese lollipop is how I like to look at it. Forget cake pops; those are so last year.
Those are last year.
You know, we're all about the savory flavors, but what's really great about this is you've got the saltiness from the bacon bits, and then if you wanted to make your own bacon bits, you can. That's you know,
It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, a little bit more messy, but if you just wanted to throw this together in a quick 5 to 10 minute preparation, you run to the grocery store. What do you think?
Oh, just a food marvel. It is a food marvel.
The easiest Thanksgiving recipe. You literally just mix a couple of cheeses together, throw some ranch seasoning, and then you roll it in bacon bits and parsley. You can do fresh parsley. You can do dried parsley, which is what we did. But it's just short, simple, easy. Run to the grocery store. 6 ingredients or less, and doesn't take very much
And look at that presentation. Just absolutely beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. Well, that's a quick and easy one. If you're looking for recipes, happy to share it with you. Just ping us on the YouTube channel or on our Facebook page, and we'll share it in the comments.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
My name is Tyler Alvarez. I work here at Sweet Basil in Vail. I'm a bartender here. I originally came to Vail to snowboard. I slept on my sister and my cousin's couch for what was supposed to be a week, turned into 2 months, and then I found my own spot, and then kind of made friends and worked different places in the valley and kind of just fell in love with it more and more every single day, and ended up finding my way to Sweet Basil through some friends who worked here and all the great things that I heard about it. And yeah, I've been here for 4 years now. It's hard to wake up in Vail and be upset when you look outside. It's just beautiful. My favorite part about working at Sweet Basil is definitely that I could be proud about everything that we're putting out, whether it's food, drinks. We also get to be really creative here. The bartenders, the whole team here, we workshop our menus every season, so we'll start with a spirit or an ingredient, and then we get to be really creative and make a whole project of it. And then when we get the final product, it's a drink that we're all really proud of for the whole menu, and that's super fun, just being able to be creative and work with new things. And the most fun cocktails to make, though, are definitely the ones that we get to create from scratch. When people take a sip and say, oh my God, this is delicious, or they just love it. And that's probably the most fun for me, the creativity behind it and making unique cocktails. That, for me, that would be the most fun drink to make, just the one that you start from scratch and then people are excited about. I'm Tyler, I live and work in Vail. Come see me at Sweet Basil.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, I love a good casserole, especially on Thanksgiving. This was one of my favorite holiday traditions from back in the day from Ohio. Now, Mark threw in the rest of that cheese ball we just made, so it's real cheesy. Let's take a look.
Well, it is a fun Friday, and we are sizzling things up here in the kitchen. And I don't even know what Mark's doing. He's back there prepping things.
I'm actually looking around through the cabinets to see what other things we can add into this.
This
to make
sizzling concoction.
This breakfast casserole, like an egg strata, yeah, these things are yum.
You know, this is like one of my favorite things. I always do a big ski trip every year with my brother and a lot of our friends. And what we do is prepare a lot of breakfast casseroles. So it's super simple. You can make it overnight, and then you literally just pop it in the fridge in the morning. Because who wants to make a lot of things early in the morning for a lot of people? I don't.
I never do. It's not my deal at all. So is this your special recipe?
So it's similar, not my special recipe specifically, but I do love to do this. And really, you can follow the measurements, but you really just kind of put in whatever you want to, really. We've got, so we're cooking up some onion just to soften it a little bit so that when you bite it, it'll be baking.
You can put it in there, obviously raw dog if you want to, but you don't need to.
Yeah, and so we, during the commercial break, we decided we were going to brown a little bit of the sausage.
Yep.
And I love sausage in the morning. Is
that the Jimmy Dean?
I don't know what brand it is. Mark got this started during the commercial break. So it is the Jimmy Dean. And I like a good
Now,
sausage.
have you had the Jimmy Dean maple sausage before? I wouldn't.
I bet that's good.
It is good, but I wouldn't use it. Probably wouldn't mix it with this because it's the sweet piece that, I don't know, I like the savory kind of yum, but
Same.
the sweet is good at times.
Sweet is good at times. You mentioned the maple. I actually, when I eat sausage,
Am I freaking you out? I keep on.
I don't know where to look right. When I'm eating usually sausage with my pancakes, I always drench it in the maple syrup, and I only use real maple syrup.
Really?
Yeah, none of that sugar-free Aunt Jemima stuff.
So we were talking about this recipe, right? And
yes.
We have basic stuff that goes into it.
We do. So what's kind of easy about this recipe, you just need a carb, which we're using frozen hash browns. Super simple, and you're just going to layer it. We used 6 eggs, 2 cups of milk, and then whatever breakfast meats and vegetables that you want to put in it, and of course cheese, always cheese.
I found some Vermont maple syrup too.
Well, I'm going to save a little bit of the sausage and eat it on the side because it's not going in my eggs.
You heard it. So I was looking in the fridge for more things we could add to it, right, Kim?
Yep.
And I'm not going to open the fridge, show everybody what's in here, but I did find a couple things. Now, this we found out is a little Tupperware full of little diced jalapenos, which for me would be really good in here. Mm-hmm. But we also found out
they've got a kick to them.
They have a kick, but because they've been kind of hanging out in the fridge probably for a little longer than they should have been.
We're admitting that on live TV.
Not bad. So we're gonna. I mean, look at that. This little thing hid in the corner in there. You wouldn't even see it. But we're not going to use those today. But you and Kevin made this yesterday.
We did. We made bacon, cream cheese, cheddar ranch bites. Delicious. So we basically, you can make this as a dip, but we just rolled it into little balls and stuck pretzels on it. So it was like a cake pop, but a savory cake pop made out of cheese.
And this, I think, could work with this. So I think we should add this in.
I'm here for that. Absolutely.
Okay, so that's going to be going in here in a little bit. Once we preheated the oven to 350.
We did.
Do we need to spray this down or give it a little?
You know, we.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
We can, but you don't need to. You can just throw everything in there, but it wouldn't be a bad idea, you know, just to make it easy on your life when you're getting it out there. But the best part about this recipe too, it takes about, once you're finished like assembling it, and you can layer it like a lasagna if you wanted to. You can just kind of mix everything together. But sausage is going, so we're almost done here. And if it's not completely cooked, it will bake in the oven too. So you don't have to worry about making sure that it's completely cooked. In fact, I think we should get started on the rest of it.
Even though it's really raw, let's just eat it.
That is not what I said. You get to just throw it in the oven. It's going to be baking for about 40 minutes.
Did I tell you I had hernia surgery the other day?
You're still dealing with the after effects.
Feel this right here. You feel this? Just feel this right here. Right there.
I think I'm good.
That's there's 3.
Mark, we have eggs to crack.
Okay, here we go. So
we've got 6 eggs. So we've got to get this.
These are going in here with the milk, right?
They are. So, word of advice: don't crack it on the edge if you can help it. Crack it on a flat surface so that you don't get a shell in there unless you're expert, which Mark is.
I'm actually pretty good at it.
Yeah, some people aren't.
I'm
not on occasion. Depends. If I have an audience, sometimes I get nervous.
Really?
Not just with cracking eggs, you know. People watch you. The way you crack your eggs tells you a lot about a person.
Confidence.
It does. It really does.
So eggs and milk are going in here right now.
2 cups of milk, yep. So we're going to go ahead and get that milk rolling while you crack the eggs.
And we're just kind of eyeballing the milk. Yeah. We can eyeball this for the most part.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. You basically just kind of want to make sure that the consistency is good. And the milk also just adds like extra fluffiness and a little bit of
Because you could use half and
moisture.
half.
You could. You can.
If you wanted to, right?
Yeah, you could. And, you know, you could throw cream cheese in this, but we're keeping it pretty basic. We are throwing cream cheese from the leftover dip.
Yep.
But, you know, just to make it creamier, a little bit more delicious.
Okay, you got that?
Yep. All right, I'm going to let you freehand the milk since you're manning it all. Then you're just going to stir it all together. And
I'm liking that.
That looks like 2 cups of milk to me.
Works for me.
Then add salt and pepper to your liking.
Behind you. I'm going to go over here real quick.
Always great to say behind you when you're in the kitchen. Make sure that you don't run into anybody.
I'm going to use this.
I used to wait tables in college, so that was a phrase we used all the time.
We don't have a blender or a mixer, so I'm just going to use this, okay? You good with that?
Great with that.
It's all the same flavor anyways.
You can add salt and pepper to taste how you want to. You can add garlic powder, you know, really whatever you want to.
Paprika, chili powder.
I love a good chili powder, huh? You're into the spicy?
I like chili powder. I use it a lot at my house. Paprika I use a lot too.
Yeah, I like paprika as well. Mostly because it's a red spice and I have red hair. So then you just layer it. So then we're going to grab, while you work on that, we're going to let this simmer a little bit longer. Probably should stir these onions a little bit as well.
Wait, so this is going in, what goes in first, the potatoes?
So we put the potatoes first. I'm going to grab those out of the freezer.
They're right there?
Yep.
Do you want me to do a little, just a little wipe in the pan just because? I'm going to do it. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
A little olive oil, just because.
Sounds good to me.
Good deal.
So you want to do about a half of a package of a 15-ounce frozen bag of hash browns. Oh, which is what we've got right here. Well, we've got 30 ounces. So I'm going to do about 1/4 of this one.
And that's going to be the bed?
And we're going to put it in the bed. So yeah, I'll grab this right over here.
And we're going to put it in the bed. You knew what I meant.
I did. I knew exactly what you meant.
Made it up.
Yeah.
That's good. See?
You're just going to basically like shake it out in here. And really this is kind of to your discretion, right?
Yeah. Everything is.
Always is. That's the best part about using a savory breakfast
put it in
casserole.
just because I want to. That's the fun of cooking, right?
It is the fun of cooking. Right, so always
Where's Johnny, by the way?
You know, that's a great question. Hopefully she didn't get lost going to grab a coffee.
I wish we could check in with her.
All right, there we go.
Okay, so far so good.
We've got this in here. Yep, so far so good. We can go ahead and start layering. So what I would suggest doing is doing all of the more stable ingredients, i.e. like the onions, the meat, all that, the potatoes first, and then you're gonna just bathe it all in the egg mixture.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Yeah, so what do you want to do with it?
All right, you tell me.
I mean, it's all the same, right?
It's all the same.
Here.
You go first.
You do the sausage, I'll put some onions in. Want to put them all in, or are we just going to layer?
Yeah.
Put them all in.
Let's put them all in, why not?
As long as they're not lumped up in one corner.
You know what's great about this too?
But you can layer cheese.
We're gonna do that after we get everything rocking and rolling. What's great about this recipe, it's like it got protein, all the carbs that you need, especially if you're getting out on the mountain.
Heck yeah.
So we're just gonna go ahead and do a sprinkling of cheese here. I'm a big fan of cheese in between every layer.
Yeah. I found this extra bag.
Great.
In the fridge, so let's use it all.
Let's use it all. It's just gonna be a cheesy goodness. All right, are we ready to throw in that sausage? I think so.
Yeah, we're good.
I think let's do it. You got it?
Yep.
Great.
I'd rather use my hands.
You know, a little grease never hurt anyone. In fact, it makes it more delicious, in my opinion.
Are we want to go all of it in there?
I think so. Let's throw it all in there. Let's make it a nice, hearty, protein-filled breakfast.
My mouth's watering right now.
I can't wait to try this.
Kim's like, I'm taking all the leftovers home.
I don't know if we're going to have leftovers between you and I, my guests from out of town, and the rest of the crew here.
Yeah, Johnny. Johnny, I heard, has quite an appetite.
You know, all right. We'll sprinkle a little bit more in here. Why not?
Can you sprinkle more than that?
I am. I'm just working on it. All right, we've got some salt and pepper.
Yeah, we'll put that on too, but this is ready to be.
All right.
So you decide what you want to do. We gonna take a break, or we gonna come back?
I think it's time to.
What? Pour it and go.
Time to pour it and go.
Go and we'll put more cheese on top, right? We good?
Absolutely, we're good.
Oh, and I think the ticket is going to be those little nuggets of joy, these little cream cheese thingies.
It's going to be so good.
We mixing it or no? We don't really mix it, do we?
You can if you want to. You don't have to, but
I think it looks pretty solid.
I think it looks pretty good to me.
Okay.
And then it's cool. The eggs are going to rise a little bit. Everything's just going to fill in. We're just
and it's going to coagulate.
It's going to coagulate.
Well, in a sense, right?
Yeah, it is.
Put some of this on. You're like.
Yeah, it's going to be really cheesy,
yeah,
but we like the cheese.
Yeah, that's good. And
awesome.
then we don't have any tin foil, so we're going to use the cookie pan. We're going to use this as a cover to put it in the oven.
It's a magic hack.
Is it ready?
It's ready. We're ready to go.
Okay. You open that oven up for me, and
I
I'll
will
toss her
open
in.
this oven. You ready? Here we go.
Good. Here we go. Oven 350. And we'll just keep checking in on it.
And it should cook about, 40 minutes or so.
40 minutes?
40 minutes. That's what it takes. So we'll be enjoying it at the end of the show. But great segment. Love being in the kitchen. Mark did not throw anything at me like he did the very first
not
time.
Over yet.
Well, stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning Vail right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde con una repetición de 7:30 a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tva8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TVA Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Well, Archer and I are going to get headed on further down the trail, but I hope you'll catch up with us a little bit later. Hi, I'm Ben Roof, and I'm one of the new hosts here at TV8. I'm so excited to share all of my explorations throughout the Vail Valley with my dog Archer, where we'll be taking you to hiking trails, biking trails, maybe we'll go rafting, fishing, or whatever else we can come up with. I'm so excited to share all of that with you in my new segment, Outdoor Adventures. Don't forget to catch up with us every day right here at TV8 Vail or at tv8vail.com because there's always more for you on 92.
Do you have an interesting hobby or skill you'd like to share for Vail Valley? We want to hear from you. We're looking for people to share their musical, artistic, culinary, woodworking, athletic, or technical talents on Good Morning Vail. If you'd like to share your talents with the community, email Danielle at tva8vail.com. Join the community conversation. There's more for you on 92.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Happy Thanksgiving. Now, I love stuffing, especially on Thanksgiving. Emily Davis gave us a look at a healthy alternative to doing stuffing.
Welcome back. Right now I'm here once again in our kitchen with Emily Davis of Whole Essentials Nutrition. She is cooking more healthy, delicious food for us with the holiday in mind. Emily, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
I'm excited to dig in. This looks and smells delicious and we haven't even started.
It's probably the herbs that you're smelling. So yeah, today I thought I would share with you a healthified version of some of our Thanksgiving or holiday favorites. So today I'm doing like a paleo style stuffing. Paleo meaning that it doesn't include bread. So that's what I'm sharing today.
I'm excited about that since I can't eat bread. So let's get to it. Although sometimes that's the part that we crave and we want.
Yes, and I think, you know, like the conversation I have with a lot of my clients, I do work with a lot of people who need, for various reasons, to eliminate certain foods, bread and gluten being one of them. Depending on how you react, if it's that once a year thing that you love and want to have, then have some, right? I mean, you all know your body's best, but yeah, make that decision. But I think as a whole, my thought is like we can make that day a little better, hopefully get people feeling a little better after the meal, while still having really delicious food.
You know, you make an excellent point because We do, if it's something that you just don't eat because you're trying to be healthier, then maybe you can make something like this, still get all the flavor and enjoyment, and maybe splurge on something else.
Absolutely.
Or if it makes you feel bad, you can just enjoy the holiday a little better and not have some of the issues that maybe you've had in the past if you've indulged in some of these.
I think so. Yeah. Again, like you all know, you know, your body's best, but I think we can definitely just feel better by like making some adjustments. So yes, this recipe is dairy-free, gluten-free, happens to also be nut-free and soy-free, and I mean lots of things, while focusing and including on some really delicious and flavorful foods. So we're not skimping in any way, I guess is what I'm saying.
But ideal for your holiday table. So
Yeah.
where do we start?
So I have prepped ahead. The recipe that I was using called for butternut squash. I used sweet potato instead because when I was shopping for this last night, I was looking for a convenient way to get the recipe started, and I wanted something in the produce section that was already peeled and chopped, and they didn't have any butternut squash. They had sweet potato, so that's what I did. So in other words, like it doesn't really matter. You can substitute like the starch that we're using for a couple of different things. So you're gonna roast. Start with that and roast, and I've already done that step.
Beautiful.
So
looks
yeah,
very
they
delicious.
got a little too close to the element last
That's
night in the
how
oven,
I like
but that's
it.
okay.
Do you add a little bit of oil before you roast it?
Yeah, so all I did, like I said, I got these in the produce section. If you're looking for just a really convenient way to get this started, already cubed and peeled, you're just gonna put about a tablespoon of olive oil with a little bit of salt and pepper. That's it. And then roast on a baking sheet for about somewhere between 30 and 40 minutes is what I did. So. And really, like, once you get that started, then you could do this. And so altogether, this recipe would take about 30, 40 minutes. It'll really come together pretty quickly.
Probably the longest is chopping everything.
Yeah. So the other ingredients, just to kind of go over what I've brought. So sweet potato or squash, whatever you choose. I'm using a pork sausage, and you could use a chicken, you could use a turkey sausage. The important thing to me is that there is an added sugar and added preservatives and lots of different things, and this one doesn't have those.
And we've recently found a vegan sausage that we really like, actually.
Vegan sausage, or keep it out, right? There are options, but today I'm using pork. And then we're gonna do celery, apple, some cranberries. Again, I'm looking for cranberries without any added sugar. Hard to find, so look at the label. And then the herbs that I'm using, sage, rosemary, and thyme. And I prefer fresh herbs. Yes, you can get away with like just having these dried in your cabinet, because most people do have them, but it's gonna really enhance the flavor by using fresh.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah, the nutrition and flavor, actually, you're really enhancing. Oh, and then onion, I don't think I mentioned that. So those are the ingredients, really pretty easy to find. I've mentioned a couple of different variations, so that's all we're doing. And so to start, I've turned on the heat and we're just sauteing. I'm using avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point, and I just need like about a tablespoon. So you're gonna turn on the heat and then add your oil, ideally.
And you could use a different type of oil, but you prefer the avocado oil.
I stick to olive, avocado, or coconut. And so for this particular recipe, I would do olive or avocado. Yeah. So then we're just gonna saute onion and celery together. We're gonna get that started for a couple minutes before we add the sausage.
And just a couple minutes, that's all it needs. You don't need it to be especially soft or...
So good question. So these are gonna need to cook longest, and so that's why I'm starting with them. So a couple minutes until the onion is translucent, then I'm gonna add the pork, then I'm gonna add the apple and herbs, because those things don't need to be cooked as long, if that makes sense.
I always tend to overcook. I over roast, I over saute, which can be a problem.
Well, and then think like this is going to then go in the oven, and so yeah, we don't need to cook it more than a couple minutes just to kind of get it going. While that's cooking, I'm going to show you. So with the fresh herbs that we're going to add later, thank you. So the thyme, you don't really need to do too much to the thyme, and I'm not sure, you can kind of see this. At the end, when we're ready to add this, I'm just going to pull them off of the
because you don't want that thick stem, right?
Right, you don't want the stem. So I'm just going to, like with my fingers, I'll show you later, but I'm just going to pull those off of the stem. That's all you need to do with this.
Is it a problem if you do get some of the stem in there?
I mean,
you don't
it's going to be crunchy.
Okay, but that's it. It's not.
Yeah, it's not terrible. You can eat it. Nope. And then the other two herbs, rosemary and sage, we're going to mince. And so with the sage, I'm going to pull the leaf off. I need about a teaspoon of each is all. So I'm going to take about 2 leaves, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a second.
Do you use a little more if you have dried? Or less?
I would actually use, you could get away with less fresh because it's going to be more potent.
Okay.
Yeah. So as always, depending on what flavor you like, how much you like something, you could use more or less, but start out with about a teaspoon. And then the same thing with the rosemary. I'm going to like pull it off of the stem, but then it's a lot bigger than the thyme, and so I am going to cut it. So just so you know, that's kind of how you
just chop it a little bit, so it's
not such a big mouthful of rosemary. Okay, so this looks good to me, and I'm going to add the sausage. This has just paprika added to it, and like I said, what I'm looking for is no added sugar.
So do you read the ingredients on everything?
I sure do.
I'm not surprised, but that's important.
Most questions that people ask me, like I had someone who asked about, oh gosh, what was it? I can't remember. Just yesterday, someone asked me about something, and I said, like a healthy product or something that sounds healthy to people, but isn't always, like check the ingredients. You don't know.
You made that point last time you were here, especially with gluten-free and gluten-free bread.
Yeah.
I had no idea, and now it's trying to find a better substitute.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, lots of processed
We're going to
stuff.
take a quick break and let the sausage cook. So make sure you don't go anywhere. You want to come back and see exactly how to assemble this delicious dish with Emily Davis. So we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Experience the magic of the season like never before with the Leadville Railroad on our Holiday Express. Gather the family for an enchanting journey filled with dazzling displays of twinkling lights and festive decorations. Create cherished memories that will last a lifetime on this unforgettable train adventure that captures the spirit of the holidays. Booking information at leadvillerailroad.com.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode. and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. We're having too much fun this Thanksgiving. Have you ever seen a stuffing cliffhanger? Well, we have one for you, so let's take a look.
Welcome back. We are here with Emily Davis. Our sausage is cooked. We are making delicious stuffing for our holiday tables. So what do we need to do next?
So the sausage is cooked. That really just took maybe 8 minutes or so. And then we're going to add the apple and herbs, because just a reminder that those don't need to cook very long at all. And so that's your final step before you put everything together. So this was a pretty big apple. I've just used half of it. You could use more, but you can just kind of see I've chopped it up.
What type of apple? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. This happens to be a Honeycrisp, but yeah, the short answer is it doesn't matter. I think the Honeycrisp are a little bit more flavorful and sweet, and I definitely do like the contrast of the salty and fatty and sweet, so that's just my preference. But so we're just going to add it to the sausage, and yeah, to me it looks like that's plenty. I wouldn't do more. Like I said, that's just half the apple. And then the herbs, you can kind of see I've just minced the rosemary and sage, and then we're going to add in the thyme just from I don't know what to call it, off the stem. I don't need to cut that one. I don't know how to say it.
It smells, your dishes always have such great aroma.
It's really, the fresh herbs are really going to do that for you. So these are affordable. You can find them almost anywhere. They're not hard to use. So like I was saying before, the thyme, I'm just with my fingers going to pull them off. And they're small enough that I don't need to mince them like I did the others. About a teaspoon.
That's it? You just pull them off?
That's it, yeah. So that's how I'm using those fresh herbs. And again, I'm just gonna...
So this doesn't need to cook very long, because once again, you're putting it in the oven and you've already cooked the sausage.
Exactly. Yep, so apples and herbs go in the very last step. We're not really cooking more than a minute or so, just to kind of incorporate. And then the last step, like I said, I've already roasted I'm using sweet potato, and so I'm gonna add it. Go ahead and add that in.
Oh, just dump this in there.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it the other way around.
And you could, honestly, it probably doesn't matter, but this will incorporate maybe a little better. And then the other thing I would say is we're gonna put this in the oven, and if you're using an oven-safe skillet like I am here today, then you can just keep it here, right? Then you're gonna put this directly in the oven for about 30 minutes. If you don't have an oven-safe skillet, cook it like we've been doing, and then you're gonna put it into a baking dish. So I brought both so that you could see a couple of options. So I'm just going to incorporate this. And then the only other ingredient, it is optional, but if you like your stuffing to kind of hold together a little bit more, more than what you see here, then you would add an egg at the very end. And so that's going to help the mixture kind of...
So be more of a stuffing, traditional bread stuffing consistency?
Exactly. And if you're using the egg, then it's going to need to be about 30 minutes in the oven. If you're not using the egg, we've already kind of pre-cooked this. It's only going to need about 15 minutes in the oven. So know that that's going to be different.
So if you don't use the egg, it's just going to be more like what you see here. Just
Exactly.
a little bit more, not as together.
Yep, exactly. And just because I can't really show you that whole process, I'm not going to add the egg, but this is when you would do it. You would just whisk it in a bowl together, the egg whites and the yolk, and then you would add it, not crack it on top, right? So that's what you would do. And then that's it.
That's it.
That's it. So really, I mean, this came together in about 30 minutes. It's really just a handful of ingredients. Oh, I lied. You'd add the cranberries. I almost forgot my cranberries.
Is this something you could make ahead and put in the fridge or freezer?
I think so. And then even like I prepped and roasted the veggies last night, and I don't think that's going to matter at all either. And so if you wanted to prep something the night before to make day of prep a little easier, then that's an option.
Always important. And oven space too.
Oven space.
It's nice.
Exactly.
This recipe is pretty adaptable for that.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, this really is, I think, a great alternative, like we talked about, someone who needs to eliminate certain ingredients, but still wants to feel part of, you know, the festivities. Like this would be something that would be great to bring to a family or a work gathering or something. Like that's one tip I guess I always talk about with clients who ask me this is, you know, take control of that. Don't show up to a party empty-handed and think like there's nothing for me to eat. Bring something and know that you can at the very least eat this, you know?
And while you're cutting a lot of stuff you don't want, you're not cutting flavor. It's going to be delicious, and you might not even miss traditional stuffing. I don't think you will. I haven't tried it yet, but
yeah, I don't think
sure
I'd miss it either. And there's variations to, you know, lots of holiday favorites. This just seems to be one that I get asked about a lot, and so I wanted to show an alternative. So,
and you mentioned that this is paleo, right? It's
paleo, yeah, meaning so. Paleo, kind of going to like Paleolithic ancestors. The theory is just that we didn't have grains, and so it's not even just gluten, but someone following a paleo diet wouldn't be including any type of grain at all. So,
and I know you have a certification in that as well.
Yeah, I do. So I'm an autoimmune paleo coach. Work with a lot of people with autoimmune disease as one of my specialties. So,
which I'm sure is very helpful for many people, as that's a way that many people need to eat now.
Yeah, and it's becoming, for lots of different reasons, a lot of people are being diagnosed with autoimmune diseases. So, yep.
What else will you have on your holiday table?
So this year, I actually plan a menu for a recovery center. I think I might have mentioned on here before, I planned their holiday menu, and there's a farm that I'm affiliated with locally, and I'm going to get the turkey from the farm. I'm probably going to do this recipe, so a paleo style stuffing. We're going to do some roasted veggies. We're going to do a mashed cauliflower versus a potato. Pumpkin panna cotta, I think, is what we're doing too. So variations on some favorites, but definitely a healthier twist.
It all sounds delicious. Can we all come?
Yes, you're all invited.
Where can we get more information about you, Emily, and everything you're doing?
So probably my website is the best place, wholeessentialsnutrition.com. You can also find me on Instagram under that name. But yeah, either place is probably a good place to start.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much. Always appreciate you spending time with us in our kitchen. And this looks absolutely delicious. It's going to be on my table. So
thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back with more.
Good morning, Vail.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Welcome to the TV8 Visitors Bureau, getting you in the know before you go. We're up here in the beautiful Beaver Creek, and if you are looking for activities to do, well, they've got an app that can guide you through everything you need. So you just have to download the Beaver Creek Village Guide, and it'll get you everything from restaurants and shopping to when activities and events are taking place. There are so many great activities always happening up here at the Beaver Creek Resort, and one of them is the Vail Performing Arts Center. This is a great venue for you to go and enjoy so many incredible shows. It's going to be super easy to buy your tickets using the app, and we're going to show you how to get there. Once you buy your tickets to go enjoy the Vail Performing Arts Center, this is how you're going to get there from the covered bridge here in Beaver Creek all the way over there. Let's go. Once you make your way down to the Vail Performing Arts Center, you get to go inside and enjoy their 535-seat intimate venue where they do so many great shows. So make sure that you check it out and use the app to plan your entire trip up here in Beaver Creek. That's going to do it for this edition of the TV8 Visitors Bureau. We'll see you soon.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wildcrafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
When people think of world-class destinations, they're drawn to a place that provides opportunities for fine dining, shopping, superior lodging, exciting events, and unparalleled outdoor activities. Park City, Utah, and Vail, Colorado are renowned destinations for travelers and extraordinary homes for residents. Feature your exceptional products and services in these 2 luxury communities. Advertise with Park City Television and TV8 Vail. Contact us today.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail, Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno, Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Join host Madison Brown as she visits with guests ranging from country star Toby Keith to magician Tommy Wynn. Explores the kitchen from cake decorating to cooking Hawaiian style, all while exploring unique locations across the country. Check your local listings and tune in.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail, the second half. What an awesome show already. I'm your host, Gretchen Pleshaw. Happy Thanksgiving. We're talking all things food today, as well as goggles. You know, when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of goggles as well. I love to ski on Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're stoked. Thank you for spending Thanksgiving here with us. Get ready, because Good Morning Vail, the second half, starts right now.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to the show. Happy Thanksgiving. I am so excited because it's Thanksgiving. I love this holiday. I love being surrounded by people that I really care about. And I also love all the good food and goggles. Yes, you heard me correctly. I love the goggles. They're so brilliant. We just talked to Eyepieces of Vail yesterday, Beaver Creek opening day. Such a fun time. And I learned so much. And these goggles I adore, Smith goggles. As you know, Smith is one of my favorite goggles. We've talked about it a lot here on the couch. Myself, Kevin, Kim, various other people. But Smith, for me, I feel really shapes and frames my face really well. I love the different colors available. Yes, we were just joking that yeah, it's very, very important, obviously, to see the vision. Precision and vision is important. However, the colors are so fun to play with. You get to show your unique self and kind of show your vibe through different goggles and colors. So these goggles, Smith, I love them. I think they're great. They're more for smaller faces. I love the vibe of that. It's kind of like 80s chic, kind of a mint blue or mint green lime color. I don't know. Blue color. It's beautiful though. And also I love how easy it is to interchange the different goggles. You can see the lenses are beautiful and they go in very, very easily. The thing that I have found that's very hard is during the day, it tends to get dark and then the sun comes out and then it can be overcast again. So you need to be able to interchange these lenses quickly. And that's something that especially Smith, I feel, and so many of the different goggles that Eyepieces of Vail have, you're able to do that without having a hard time. So check out Eyepieces of Vail goggles. It's Turkey Day. It's Thanksgiving. Goggles. What's a better thing than that? Keep it right here. We have more of the show.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Think Big features top kid inventors who face off against each other to see who can come up with the most innovative and creative invention. In Think Big, kids acquire and showcase their skills in creativity, science, marketing, design, and don't forget, teamwork. Check your local listings and watch the world's most innovative kids. They create and invent new toys, games, websites, and new modes of transportation. Tune in to Think Big.
America was built on a love for the outdoors. We are a nation of sportsmen, blessed with magnificent natural resources. With broad interests across water and field, we are united in our devotion to nature and conservation. Join us every week for the best shows celebrating the outdoor lifestyle. Outdoor America. Live free.
Did you know that all Eagle County residents and visitors can get a free Eagle Valley Library District card? All you need is a photo ID. You get our online databases and resources, free music, free streaming, all from wherever you have internet access. Free audiobooks and e-audiobooks straight to your phone. Go into your Eagle Valley Library District branch today and get your library card.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Pleshaw, host of TV8 Vail. From fashion to food, from film to festivals, experience a unique look at the boutiques, spas, restaurants, and venues that make the Valley so special. Join me for Glitz and Glam. Find it in Good Morning Vail or at our website at tv8vail.com. I can't wait for our next adventure.
Dog Tales is America's premier dog lovers magazine show. This series is all about dogs and the people who love them. Featuring dogs of all sizes, shapes, and breeds, keeping you up to date with all the latest news from the dog world. Sit back and enjoy a fun program for the whole family. Check your local listings and tune in to Dog Tales.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail on this Thanksgiving morning. Now, when I think of Thanksgiving, I think of cornucopia, and what is in that? A squash. There's so many different things we can do with a squash. Let's take a look.
Welcome back to Mountain Connections. Right now, I am here with Emily Davis of Whole Essentials Nutrition. I love how she always makes eating healthy simple and very relatable to do. Emily, thanks for being here.
You're so welcome. It's nice to be here.
I know that may sound strange to say it's relatable, but sometimes it can feel very foreign when you're changing your diet or when you want to be healthier and you just feel very out of your element.
I think so too. I think one of the biggest things that I hear from my personal clients and from people I teach classes to is it seems very overwhelming, especially if the food is new to you and you're not comfortable with it.
It's one more thing to add to an already packed life, but you make it not so hard to do.
Well, thank you. I do try. And today it's fall where we are, and so I've got a variety of squashes, winter squashes that I'm gonna show you how to prep and talk about the nutritional benefits.
I love squashes, and fall is here. It's the time to enjoy them, but many of us don't have any idea how to actually cook them.
Yep. Again, I feel like that's one thing that I hear a whole lot about. So yeah, I've got a variety with us today. So I'm going to kind of go through, like I said, I'll talk about the nutritional benefits, and then show you how to prep each one. They're really not that different.
Well, honestly, some of them I have cooked before, but some of them I've just displayed on my table as a nice little fall harvest.
And that's okay too. So yeah, should we jump in?
Yes, yeah, let's get started.
So what I've got for you today, like I said, is just kind of a variety of what I am finding here locally. Depending on where you are at home, you might find some other varieties. But this one's pretty classic. Like if you don't know, this is an acorn squash because it looks like an acorn. This is a delicata squash. So that's kind of that longer one that you see. This is a spaghetti. And I'm gonna show you how to prep this. That one's a little bit different than the others. This is called a red curry. So this one's not a pumpkin, this is a curry. And then this one is a butternut. And I have a sweet potato here just for, I don't know, good reason, because it's fall.
It blends in well.
Yeah. So some of the others that you're going to see might be a kabocha is what it's called. And a kabocha will look similar to this one, but it's usually like a dark green, like this acorn. And then there's pumpkin, of course, too. And the couple of stores I went to, either they were out or they just didn't have any right now. So pumpkin is usually what we think of as fall, too.
I'm very curious about some of these lesser known ones, especially this one. How do you prep this?
So the information that I'll give you about they really are very similar as far as prepping. So let me just kind of show you.
Sometimes it's intimidating cutting into them. You don't know.
Yeah, so some of
what you're going to find.
Exactly. I think there is that apprehension, like I say, of cooking and working with something you're not comfortable with. The thing to know about squashes, these tend to be, and maybe you can tell or see at home, but these are the ones with thicker skins. And so you prep them a little bit differently. These have thinner skins. They're all edible, by the way. You could eat any and all of these skins as well as the flesh.
Pumpkin is more in this category of the thicker skin.
It would be. Yep. And then within pumpkin, right, there's the like bigger carving pumpkins that we get, but then there's pie pumpkins is what they're called, and they would be about this size. And those are the ones that you would want to cook a pie. But yeah, it would fall into this. So yeah, you're going to prep it very much the same way. So I'm going to move these and just show you what I mean.
Definitely a sharp knife, I assume, is key
a sharp
to being
knife.
able, otherwise you're not going to be able to cut through it. I speak from experience.
A sharp knife, and this one that I brought today is maybe not the best. But so another trick that I'll share, if you don't have a really sharp knife, if the skin is really just too thick and feels kind of unsafe cutting into, rinse it, put it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and pull it back out, and then it's softer.
Yeah, that's a great tip. I usually just give up at that point. So just put it in the microwave, soften it up a bit.
Put it in the microwave.
Have some patience.
Yes.
And it'll work.
So this one I actually put in the microwave just to kind of show you how easily it cuts. So any and all of the squash, you are going to cut down the middle. You're going to scoop out the seeds. All of the seeds can be eaten if you want.
So you could roast those or even have them raw if you really want it.
If you really want it. I would roast.
Roasting is preferred.
I would roast. But yeah, so you're going to scoop out like you see me do here. Both sides. And with an acorn squash, I typically use these as bowls. In other words, I often will do a mixture that I'm cooking separately, and I'll put it in the middle. You don't have to, but there's lots of good recipes out there
great
for,
idea.
like
when you do green peppers and
similar.
Stuffed peppers, I guess would be.
Yeah, very
that is
similar.
referred
So it's
to.
like a stuffed squash.
Oh, delicious.
So yeah, you can just kind of see, not hard. I'm just using a regular spoon with that. Scoop out the seeds. Again, save them if you want. But then this is pretty much ready to go. The only other thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of olive oil.
So you would roast this.
I'm going to roast it, and I'm going to share. That was a little bit too much olive oil. So I'm just going to kind of rub out on the skin. And then you always put face down on a baking sheet.
Face down.
Mm-hmm.
Why
or
is
cut
that?
side down. So it's like essentially steaming it. So go ahead.
After it's roasted, then you could stuff it or scoop it out, and what would you make with it?
So I have a really good, it's ground turkey, cranberries, I think, a couple other different veggies. Sage is really nice with it. So I like a mixture like that. And like I said, I'm cooking that separate. baking this, and then I sort of, put them together once they're both cooked. So that's one of my favorites. This will only take about, if you prep it like this, it only takes about 20-25 minutes at 400. You're really going to do the same thing with all of these varieties.
Really?
It's not much different. I'm going to cut them down the middle, take out the seeds, put them down. Same process.
But I guess cooking time might be a little different depending on
how big they are, how thick the skin is. You could just put this in the oven. It'll take twice as long, so 45 minutes or so versus the 20 or 25, but you could. And then if you didn't want to stuff it, once it was cooked, you're just gonna kind of scoop out the flesh. You could cube it. You could do several things with it. Mash it. I want to show you actually the butternut because it's a little bit different.
And I've heard of some people putting these in Instant Pots. Have you ever done that?
You can, yeah. So I would put a little bit water in the bottom. You should have a trivet inside the Instant Pot. I would put that on top, and then essentially you're just steaming it. Yeah, the same way that you would in an oven.
That's fascinating. So you're going to slice that butternut squash. I think while you do that, we are going to take a quick break and come back with even more squash fun with Emily Davis. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Good morning, Vail.
Welcome aboard. Bobby Laurie and Nikki Noya have your ticket to everything you need for an on-the-go lifestyle. Grab your boarding pass. It's time to jet set.
Hi, I'm Ben Belgrad, and I'm the owner of Drinking Vessels here at Bat Country Studios in Minturn. And I've been in the Valley for 7 years. I moved to the Valley because a friend helped me to get my vision off the ground, building my glass studio here, and being so close to snowboarding. So here at the studio, we're acting as a broker for 50 to 100 artists from around the country. We also offer glassblowing classes, and we bring many artists from around the country here to be able to work and create art collaboratively and be so close to skiing and all the activities we have here in the Valley. Here at Drinking Vessels, we specialize in handmade glass drinkware from artists around the country and around the world. Some of these are produced as more of an item you could get in sets and kind of get different color options as time goes on. And some of these are completely one of a kind and really high-end art that's unlike anything people have seen before. While I'm an artist myself here at the studio, I'm representing between 50 and 100 other artists from around the country. And most of these artists are able to spend most of their time working on their art while we help handle their marketing and their sales and the distribution and representation, allowing them more time to focus on their art. That's really my privilege in running this business, is creating that support and providing that platform for this big group of artists that are part of a movement that's very important to me.
At Revival Boutique Med Spa, we take an integrative and holistic approach to skincare, focusing on the bigger picture when treating our clients. We use only result-driven and science-based products that contain clean, organic, wildcrafted, and research-based ingredients. From injectables, facials, to body contouring, we offer anything related to looking your best self. Find us in the Riverwalk in Edwards. For a complete list of services, visit us online at revivalvail.com. Follow us on Instagram at Revival Vail Valley. Fall in love with your skin again. There's lots to love at Revival. Mind, body, beauty.
Coming up this season on Ready, Set, Renovate, real homeowners tackle really big renos.
Welcome to the ugliest house in the neighborhood.
It's a wild ride from before to after.
If we go to the tile store one more time, only one of us is coming out alive.
Well, I didn't know he was going to do all that.
Between the budget and the timeline, it's makeover madness.
Good morning, Vail.
I don't know about you, but I am loving this Thanksgiving show because we have had cliffhangers of all kinds. This is a squash cliffhanger. Let's take it back and look at the squash.
Welcome back. We are here with Emily Davis from Whole Essentials Nutrition in our kitchen, continuing our discussion on a squash. 'Tis the season, it's fall. It's time to cook these beautiful divine squashes. How's it going? We started out, we prepped them, we learned how to steam them in the last segment, and now we're moving on to butternut squash.
Yes, yeah, because you can prepare butternut a little bit differently. You can do that the same way that I just showed you with the acorn, but I'm going to show you one other method. And I'm just going to point out, since this is open like this, and you can see this one too. If I open to the spaghetti or the delicata, you're going to see more of a yellow versus orange, but it's this yellow-orange color that tells you about some of the nutritional benefits, which are winter squash are full of antioxidants, really high in fiber, low on the glycemic index, which makes it really good for diabetics, people with heart conditions. It's good for that too because they're so high in potassium and magnesium. Just a really nutritious food.
So are they low carb then?
Low carb, yep. So they have about, like, for example, this butternut has maybe half the carb load as a sweet potato.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so low on the glycemic index, a lower starchy kind of carbohydrate, tons of fiber, protein, antioxidants. Have I convinced you yet?
I'm convinced. Sold.
They're so good.
I want all the squash.
So yeah, while I've got this, I just wanted to highlight that. But what you're going to do with the butternut, or what you can do, is peel it. And you're just going to use a peeler like this. You could also use a knife, but a peeler tends to take less of the skin off. So I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but you see what I'm doing. And then what I would do once it's peeled is cut it into.
I feel like with butternut squash, you get a lot of soups, even pasta sauces.
I think it's great for that. Yeah. So even like some dairy alternative kind of mac and cheeses I've made with a butternut. I think they're great for that. So you can kind of see what I'm doing. Like I'm going to cut it into slices, and then again, like this would be peeled on the other side, but you would just do into
just little chunks.
Kind of, yeah, like these size pieces, about a 1-inch piece. And then those are great for, like you said, a stew, a soup, curry.
Oh yeah, curry.
All kinds of things, really. So this is just a different kind of preparation that is unique to the butternut. I wouldn't do that with any of the others. And then the spaghetti is a little bit different too. If you've never seen a spaghetti cooked,
that's a great alternative, of course, spaghetti squash to spaghetti noodles.
Yeah, so these are, it's a great alternative to other kind of traditional pastas. I always tell people, to add a vegetable as often as possible. And so you can see, like I've prepped it the same way that I did the acorn. So cut it in half, scooped out the seeds, put it down so it's steamed.
And a little bit of olive oil.
And a little bit of olive oil. And then this, once it's done, with a fork, you're just going to kind of gently.
So you roast it at 400. How long does it take to get this perfect?
This was about 20-25 minutes, and everyone's oven's a little bit different, so it's gonna differ a little bit, but this was 20-25 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And so you can just kind of see, like the flesh just comes off of the skin, and then this is your noodle.
Oh, it's my favorite. Yes.
Yeah.
What would you use it for anything else besides as a pasta substitute?
That's a good question. I think that's probably like my favorite way to do it is just with like a marinara, plant-based, or, with some meat. It's a good question. Yeah, I think that's probably my favorite.
For pasta,
yeah,
I'd say.
It is. On its own, honestly, like I think once you start eating like whole foods and you notice those like subtle flavors with food, I think it's delicious on its own too, as kind of like a side. So yeah, if you've never seen a spaghetti squash, how you cook it, that's how you would prepare this. Yeah, and then like I said, that's right. I was going to show you if this seems too hard, or if this I don't know, you want a more convenient way to do it, you can find these at most grocery stores.
I like how much they're doing this now with the zucchini, the zoodles, and now with butternut squash. It really makes it, you're right, a lot easier if you want to just have something pre-prepared but healthy and enjoy your squash quickly.
Yeah, there are ways to do it. So this is the butternut. This is a sweet potato. Yeah, you can find zucchini. I think those are really the three that I see most often, but these are less than $2.50 each. If you're feeding a family of 6, it really does, it's better for the budget to do it yourself, but a single or a smaller family, these are still affordable.
And these you'd use, once again, like with the marinara, Alfredo sauce, maybe even a stir fry?
Yeah,
something like
exactly.
that.
Yeah. These kinds of noodles, you don't have to cook very long, and so if it's, say, a stir fry, you're cooking the other things first, and then you're putting those in at the last minute, just cooking a couple minutes. Really quick and easy.
Yeah, well, I'm feeling very inspired.
Perfect.
Love fall, love squash, but I appreciate you making this simple, easy, direct. We can have all these healthy foods in our diet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, where can we get more information about you, Emily?
So my website's probably the best place to go, where there's information about the programs and services that I offer, classes that I teach. So yeah, that's probably best.
Well, sounds so good. Thank you so much for being here.
You're
I'm so
welcome.
excited to dig into all of the squash, feeling very inspired to eat healthy this fall season and eat in season. So appreciate Emily being here today. We'll be back with more right after this.
Good morning, Vail.
Nap Harvest, your local marketplace for fresh, locally produced products. Our indoor farmers market is open 7 days a week, featuring locally grown organic produce, prepared meals, honey from our Nap Nectar hive, furniture, cutting boards, and much more. We source and sell locally grown and produced products from the Vail and Roaring Fork Valleys. Visit us at our new location in Eagle Ranch, 717 Sylvan Lake Road, next door to Color Coffee Roasters.
Familia, estamos muy emocionados de por fin presentarles nuestro nuevo programa completamente en español, Conexión Latina, que se estrena este lunes 21 de agosto a partir de las 7 de la tarde. Por el momento, el programa se transmitirá los lunes, miércoles y viernes de 7 a 7 y media de la tarde, con una repetición de 7 y media a 8, así que no hay excusas para perdértelo. Te recuerdo que puedes sintonizar nuestra programación a través del canal 92 de Comcast, nuestra página web tv8vail.com y nuestra página de Facebook TV8 Conexión Latina. Acompáñanos en esta nueva aventura llena de información y entretenimiento local. No te lo pierdas.
Pascal. And I'm Andrea Jackson. Welcome to Life, Love, Shopping. Have any personal stories you can share?
Do I? Yes, I do.
So even though you work for some good deals, too good to miss on flash deals now. Check this out.
Studies show spending time outdoors can help with depression, lowering blood pressure, and overall health and happiness.
Today, great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
When you're in Vail, you're in vacation mode, and you need a flexible home tour experience that fits into your schedule. We transformed how you view and buy homes in the Vail Valley. With immersive, cutting-edge technology, you can explore properties 10 times faster. In our lounge, we guide you through this digital world on a 16-foot screen where you can imagine your next home in comparison to your favorite recreational spots. Say goodbye to multi-day home tours and hello to a quick stop between your other plans. That's the power of the immersion theater.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Happy Thanksgiving. Now, do you need a last-minute centerpiece? If you do, our very own Kim made a beautiful one, and it's pretty easy to follow. So watch right here and follow along.
Start to celebrate all the things that we love here, which is skiing and snowboarding and all of the fun winter activities. Now, before we move into winter activities, you're probably wondering, what in the world am I doing and what am I standing in front of? It is time for some holiday crafting. And you're probably hosting guests or friends, and you want something to make your table a little bit more festive and more decorative. And so I'm going to show you an easy centerpiece idea. Now, the best part about this is that you can literally put whatever you want to in it. So I have two vases. You've got a smaller vase and a larger vase. You're just going to stack these in here. And then what I love about this is that you can really put anything that you want to on the outside, and this kind of just keeps it very pretty, so you can change it out throughout the seasons. So right now we're going to go ahead and focus on our Thanksgiving/fall table centerpiece. We've got all of this fun straw, which I'm going to actually take my scissors right here, and we're going to cut it up into various pieces, and I'm just going to shove it on the inside of this here, and you're just going to continue to layer. So you just push it all down in there, and it's just going to make it really pretty. One of the fun things that you can do with these vases, get those little twinkle lights that have the battery pack. You can put the battery pack on the inside of the inner piece of your vase, and then you can intertwine it. But today we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to put all of this fun stuff in here. Another fun idea you could do, you can take popcorn kernels, obviously not popped, and pour them in here too if you wanted to just give a little bit of variety. And then if you're moving into the Christmas season, you can layer it with like peppermints or Christmas candies or really whatever it is that you want to do. And you're just going to keep layering that in there. Next thing we're going to do is basically just take an assortment of flowers. I've got all kinds here, as you can see. I bought these at my local craft store. Right now, fall flowers are on sale, so it's a great time to get out there if you're just going, how do I spice things up and make it a little bit different? But you just kind of, I take, actually, before I even show you that, you just take a piece of newspaper and you're going to crumble it up just like this. You're going to shove it in the middle, so it provides a little bit of stability for your flowers. And then you just start layering it as needed. I love to have a variety of things, so we can take some of the shapes. I've got my wire cutters here. And this will just basically give us a little bit of depth and dimension, a variety of heights. You just kind of work it just like that. It clips super simple. We'll put a few there. And you know what's awesome about these flowers? You can literally bend them so that they're sticking out exactly how you want to. Now for our centerpiece, I like to take something that's a little bit different, right? And I've got these fun, wispy, I don't even know, they look like pieces of wheat almost. So I like to put this kind of in here. Let's start there, and then we're gonna take this fun like berry sprig and poke it through just like that. We'll just get a couple more here, and then once you kind of arrange the flowers that you want to, I think we'll take a little bit more of these and you'll figure out what pieces are missing, and then you can go in and do that. So I don't know about you, but I love holiday crafts. I've loved crafting ever since I was a kid. It's fun to kind of experiment with my creative side. Not often do we get to do that in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. So just bent this one out so it looks really pretty. Now, as always, crafting is great to have some tape. So once we kind of figure out which flowers are going to be the bulk of it, you can stick some tape in the middle of these vases to kind of keep everything all in one spot. We're going to take these pretty white roses. Let's see here. Now, I like the way that looks. It's starting to come together. And we'll just keep putting a few more in here just to create this really beautiful fall foliage. And the best part is you don't have to water these because they are already, they're fake, which is great. So you just kind of add that in. And then it's fun for Christmas. You can just switch these out for like bows of holly and various like evergreen. Cranberries are always a great one as well. So as you can see, it's starting to look really beautiful. We add a little bit of red to create some depth there. And then if you wanted to put more into the base here, we'll see how it looks after we finish crafting everything here. And just kind of keep sticking them in and seeing what you like, right? I think it's really fun to do this. And the best part is these are not real flowers, so that you can really experiment and try different variations as you're putting things together. Now I've got these really fun, I don't even know what these would be called, but just I love the textures and the different dimensions of all of these flowers. It looks like we've got some berries, and then these are my favorite. So these are really great fillers to kind of stick in there, and it really just creates depth, gives it a little bit more volume. And then, the more you put in here, it's just a gorgeous centerpiece to put in the middle of your table. So I've got it in a bunch of different fun colors. I like the red. It looks like a peacock feather in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this in here as well. And then you can even cut it up and cut the various lengths. So, I'm looking at it, I don't really like that length. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna go ahead and, trim it up a little bit with my wire cutters. You can get these for $4 at Walmart, really great. But all of this really you can just get to Walmart, and especially now it's a great time to get these kinds of things because things are on sale, right? You can either get it for next year, that's my holiday hack and my holiday tip and trick, is buy the Thanksgiving things after Thanksgiving, or same with any of the Halloween decor, and then that way you've got it ready to rock. You're not rushing around being stressed out. Okay, I like the way that looks much better. As you can see, looking gorgeous. And before we finish here, I always love a little bit of holiday sparkle. So I am gonna stick this one right in there. I've got a few here, so I'll probably put a couple more in too. Let's just stick one more over here on this side. As you can see, looking great, nice and beautiful. And then just to finish it up, one of the things that would be really fun if we had it would be to take some burlap, wrap it around the outside, just really make it just as festive and as creative as you want to. Now, if you're looking for any more ideas, I'd be happy to share, but holiday crafting season is upon us. It's going to be a good one. So this is a gorgeous centerpiece for your Thanksgiving table. Now stay tuned, we'll be right back after this.
Good morning, Vail.
For fun and adventure, join me on Elizabeth Stanton's Great Big World. Find out where I'll be going next and which celebrities I'll be bringing along with me. I'll show you amazing destinations with lots to explore, and you'll get to know my celebrity guests the way they really are, up close and personal. We'll travel the world, experience new cultures, and together, try to make a difference. I'm Elizabeth Stanton, saying the world's a big place, and I'm going to show it to you.
Lions Head Jewelers Fossil and Mineral Gallery. Located in the heart of Lions Head Village for over a decade, our 4,000 square foot gallery boasts a one-of-a-kind experience that cannot be found anywhere else in Vail. We carry the most exquisite array of fine jewelry, high-end minerals, and museum-quality fossils. We invite you to come in and explore all the history and beauty that nature has to offer.
Eyepieces of Vail has been a fixture in the Vail community for over 30 years. From designer frames and sunglasses to high-performance sports frames, prescription goggles, and in-demand accessories like helmets, goggle lenses, and foldable reading glasses, our inventory raises the optical bar. Visit one of our 7 locations today and see why generations of loyal customers return time after time for our unmatched service and inventory. Eyepieces, the art of vision.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. Now, are you full? Yeah, you probably are from all that great Thanksgiving food. But I know if you're like me, at the end of the night, or end of the day rather, I'm really, really hungry still, and you have all those leftovers. What do you do with them? Let's take a look and see.
We are here enjoying all of the Thanksgiving leftovers, and back with me today is Alex Danes and her mom, Sherry Giles. They're going to show us this incredibly yummy, good, unique recipe to utilize all of these delicious Thanksgiving leftovers. We're stuffed, but not so stuffed that we can't enjoy this. This is impressive.
Exactly. I mean, we all have leftovers. I feel like in our house especially, we make a lot of food. We plan for a lot. We always oftentimes have tons to share, and so we always are trying to think of ways to utilize those leftovers. I mean, as much fun as it is to just make up another plate the next day, we are the type of people that like to do things to the next level.
Somehow I'm not surprised at all.
The more you get to know us, you find that that's our personalities. We definitely do things, we go big or go home, and we like to do things over the top. So we wanted to take all the elements of your Thanksgiving table and create one easy crunch wrap.
And a crunch wrap, you're not just making a simple soup or a simple sandwich. You are definitely taking it a step ahead. I've never even had a homemade crunch wrap, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah, my mom here, she's the crunch wrap queen.
I feel like my kids don't really like leftovers, so if you're going to have to disguise that leftover food, you've got to figure out unique ways of doing it. Plus, I mean, let's be honest, nobody really wants a sandwich. I don't know, they grow up having bag lunches, sack lunches all through elementary school, and so by the time they get raised, they say, you know what, I don't really like a sandwich, especially a homemade sandwich. So traditionally, you could do it on a homemade roll, throw a piece of turkey on it and maybe some cranberry sauce and you know, make it just like a regular roll. But let's be honest, let's take it to a next level, and then they don't really know they're eating leftovers because it's something unique. So
well, and the crunch wrap queen, I'm very impressed. So this, you are making crunch wraps quite a bit, I take it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started making them with, and it's kind of in place of a breakfast burrito. So breakfast burritos are common around our house. We really like them because some people like sausage and some people like bacon, and so it just adds a little different element. Well, crunch wrap, it's actually putting it together and then putting it in your panini press. And you don't have to do it in a panini press. You can do it in a frying pan on your stovetop for sure, especially if you have a small kitchen and you don't have room for a panini press. It's just something that we've incorporated into our family rotation. So.
Well, I'm here for it. How do you make a crunch wrap?
Yeah, so the base is going to be your lavish wrap. That is this. It's just basically like a flat, it's kind of like a tortilla, but it's a lavish wrap. We got these at our local grocery store. They have multiple brands. There's Flat Outs, there's Lavish, there's other brands out there. So just kind of look, you're looking for a larger, flatter wrap. And these actually have they're not circular. These are rectangular.
So you don't want to use a tortilla. You need a little bit more thickness.
It's a little bit more thicker because we're gonna load this baby up and then we're gonna press it all down. So we want it to be able to hold all of that food in the crunch wrap. So that's your base.
And everyone's trying to be healthy now. They're obviously trying to cut out the carbs. So thinking about eating a homemade roll, you know, this is a little bit healthier version of the homemade roll. First of all, I would start with doing it on the inside. So there are two sides to the lavish wrap. That's the inside. So you're going to load that baby up.
This is the inside.
Yes. Yes.
I'm learning that now.
This is the outside.
Yeah. And you can't put very much in it, let's be honest. It's just a little bit, a dollop in each. And I was just telling them, if you had leftover cheese from your, cheese or from your appetizer, this is a great way to use that up. And honestly, it just adds that extra layer. For some reason, some of my family members don't love mayo. I don't know why. There isn't anything I don't love, but they don't love mayo. And so cheese is just another way of making it kind of moist. Once you bite into it, you don't really want to have a dry sandwich, so it just adds that extra layer.
So could you use sliced cheese, grated cheese, just whatever you
Yes,
have?
Definitely.
Yep. I'd say whatever's left over, honestly. Yeah.
Don't go to the grocery store. Just use what you have.
Just use what's in your fridge.
Raise your fridge.
Yep. And the nice thing about this is you could add, you could add some lettuce, you could add some onions, you could add some peppers to it, but we really just wanted to keep this one to be a Thanksgiving wrap. And so all those yummy flavors that maybe you have left over, here you go.
So your cranberry sauce.
I heard today that cranberry sauce is one of the least favorite items on the Thanksgiving table.
We neglected it for sure.
I tend to disagree if you have homemade cranberry sauce.
I agree.
It's so good.
I agree.
So good.
I agree.
Definitely.
And it doesn't take that much. It's honestly very easy to make. It's usually buying the cranberries that's the hardest part. I think they're in short supply in the grocery stores. And so we buy them in advance. Actually, we'll freeze cranberries all year long. So once you see those bags in your grocery store, start snagging them because they do disappear.
So if you missed out on cranberry sauce for Thanksgiving,
yes,
save them, have it for Christmas.
Right,
yes.
Right.
Get ready for it.
Yep, yep.
So you're just layering.
We're dying
got the cranberry
in,
sauce.
I'm like,
The
do we go
cheese.
middle line
Yep,
or
just kind of
this
right in the
little
middle.
line?
Just stack that right in the middle.
Crunchwrap Queen, we have to ask her for direction.
It's really good.
So you could put maybe ham in there if
You
had
could do
leftover
ham. Yep, you could do a ham and cheese for sure. We really just wanted to stick to the turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, a little bit of corn. And I even thought even an extra layer of cheese would be yummy in it too. So
So just layer in all your favorites.
Yep.
You know, whatever you got leftovers of.
Perfect sustenance to grab as you run out for more Black Friday shopping or as you're online.
Yep. And I think it's really you're trying to minimize the flavor because you just want to have that one bite of stuffing or you want to have that little bite of potato. And honestly, it tastes really good. So.
Crunchwrap Queen.
All right,
is
I will
going to
trade you
focus.
places here. Okay, perfect.
So we've got all of our insides in here.
So all you have to do with the Crunchwrap is you're really just making it into a pocket. So we've all had Hot Pockets as kids. You're just kind of folding those edges in and kind of sealing it off because you don't want all your stuff to start peeling out once you put it into your panini wrap. So you sort of just hold it in there. We've brought Chef Chamois just because it's so good. You could put Chef Chamois on the outside. The other thing is you could just use your regular cooking spray, spray it, and then you just kind of seal it in your panini press. So if you don't have a panini press, no stress. All you have to do is do it in a frying pan right on your stovetop. So we usually have multiple frying pans going. You want to put the side that's folded down first. And you can hear that sizzle. Oh, it starts to smell so good.
I just want to go to your house. You have multiple frying pans going of Crunchwraps, and you're the Crunchwrap Queen.
That's right. That's right.
I'm not going to make my own leftovers.
Yes, yes. So anyway, it's just put it in there, let it sit for a few minutes, kind of let all those flavors kind of emulsify together. The beauty is you don't have to go to the grocery store. You can use what you have left over. So think of all the creations you could do. You could do a barbecue. If you had maybe a desire to do something else, you could do barbecue pork. You could do barbecue beef. I mean, there's so many different flavors.
Breakfast
That
is our favorite with scrambled eggs.
Yes, scrambled eggs, a little bacon, peppers. You could do a Southwest panini.
I love this idea.
Yes.
My kids will definitely eat leftovers now.
For all of those kids that we've spoiled, I have a few of them at my house. They do not love leftovers. I've had to reinvent the leftover.
It kind of depends on what it is.
Yes.
If it's something they love, they'll
Yeah.
eat the leftovers.
Yeah.
But this is great. Now
Yeah.
I have to ask, while this is cooking,
yes,
you both love to cook, but you also both have been in television. It runs in the family.
There is a little TV in our background. I don't go back looking for my TV days,
no,
but I did
we
have a
want to.
debut when I was in college. So I do love working on TV. I think there is, Alex has a great passion for it. She loves being in front of the camera. And so I would say, yes, it runs in the family.
Well, I feel honored to have both of you here cooking for us today on this day after Thanksgiving. That's Black Friday. Grab your Crunchwrap, go be ready for wherever the day takes you, whether you're shopping or hiking or just enjoying time with your family. This is a great way to do it. How long does it take to cook?
Just a few minutes, honestly. You can kind of watch it. That's what I was saying. There's no right or wrong reason. We've let it kind of warm up a little bit. I would say 2 to 3 minutes. And the beauty of having a panini wrap is you don't have to flip it. On a frying pan, you would have to flip it. So you
can get dicey when
you
you
can
have to
be a
flip
little
it.
dicey. Yes, yes. So if you don't have a panini press, I think it's okay. I actually, the first time I made it, I took 2 frying pans and kind of stacked them on top of each other just to kind of push it together. Not necessarily a necessity. So.
Well, I see where Alex gets her creativity in the kitchen. You just make it work. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Excited to dig into some leftovers, make a Crunchwrap, enjoy your day. Yes, thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Excited to dig into this during the break. So we'll be back with much more right after this.
Thank you.
Good morning, Vail.
Snooki and Scott show. We are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
I'm Amy Goodman, host of Democracy Now! Our independent news hour offers diverse perspectives and unique opinions, often unheard in the mainstream media, live as the news unfolds. Tune in for Democracy Now!, the War and Peace Report, weekday mornings at 9 and evenings at 6 on TV8 Vail, Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on Channel 92.
TV8 is serving the community 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, delivering content in all sorts of mediums. Take us with you on the go, as Good Morning Vail and Good Day Vail are now available as podcasts. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, and Pandora. And don't forget, you can always find TV8 on YouTube, tv8vail.com, and all of our social media platforms. Just another reason why there's more for you on 92. Join us in exploring the everyday lives of community members here in the Vail Valley. Hear their inspiring stories of how they came here, their contributions to our community, and why they chose to call this place home. We want you to be one of our neighbors. If you would like to be featured or nominate someone to be featured, please send an email to danielle@tv8vail.com. We look forward to featuring your story right here on TV8.
Do you love the outdoor lifestyle? Make sure you tune in every day at 8 p.m. to catch Scoreboard Nation. It's an outdoor lifestyle show dedicated to your 3 favorite mountain towns, Vail Beaver Creek, Park City, and Reno Tahoe. Join us for an incredible venture. Find us on TV8 Vail, Park City Television, or at thescoreboardnation.com. We can't wait to see you there.
Good morning, Vail.
Come on.
Hi friends, welcome to my home. Today I'm going to give you a tour of my house. Just kidding, this is only my house in my dreams. It's actually considered one of Vail's most expensive properties, and I'm going to show you why. This is Elitsa Vagonik-Tova. She's a listing agent for this 8,800 square foot mansion at 165 Forest Road. For around $40 million, Elitsa says the price comes down to its Vail Village location and, of course, all the bells and whistles.
This home is spectacular. It is a pure perfection. A lot of windows, which brings the indoor out and outdoor in. We have a 75-foot long swimming pool, heated, spa with waterfall, exercise room, privacy, and 360 degrees views of amazing mountains, ski slopes, and Gora Ranch.
She says that during her time as a realtor, she's noticed a spike in home prices.
So over the last 20 years, we have had more people moving in, coming in, buying second homes. So properties has gotten much more expensive.
But don't worry, she says, she can help you find something in the Vail Valley where you can enjoy a wonderful quality of life, no matter what your budget is.
There are homes in all price ranges throughout the Vail Valley. As you go west, you can afford more room for less money. The connection to nature, fresh air, less people, relaxed life. We live healthy here in Vail Valley. We exercise, we are nice to each other. Everybody here is here because they want it to be, which is really special.
After all, home isn't just a place, it's a feeling, she says. And the feeling I get from this home is that I don't ever want to leave. Oh well, it doesn't hurt to dream. For TV8 in Vail, I'm Avisha Scarborough.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much for sharing it with us here on Good Morning Vail. Tomorrow I'll be live in Vail, so definitely check it out. Have a great Thanksgiving and see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. Yay. Thanks, guys. Oh, cold opens, yeah. I'm like, bye, see you. I'm out. Bye, bitches.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Are you looking for exciting and nutritious recipes to cook at home? Watch Colorful Cooking with Tracy Miller on TV8 Vail. Tracy brings you the best in fresh and healthy foods for the active outdoor lifestyle. Stream online at tv8vail.com or find us on Comcast Xfinity Channel 92. There's more for you on 92.
Tune into Coffee with America and start your day in the right direction, where we go over the latest and greatest in health, lifestyle, entertainment, and more. Start your day off on Coffee with America.
Snooki and Scott Show, we are feeling good today. Great show on the way.
Absolutely. Welcome to our show. I'm Suki.
I'm Scott.
And we are feeling good today. You know why? Because we had a great show.
This show spotlights the latest innovations to create a greener planet. Join us next time as we explore new green ideas and present interesting green stories, and show you how some people are becoming real green.
You're watching K34QB, Vail, Colorado.
From New York, this is Democracy Now!
So the first Thanksgiving story begins with the Pequot Massacre by members of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, which really marks in my opinion, the mythology of the United States as a settler colonial country founded on genocide to create, ironically, peace.
As the nation marks Thanksgiving, we speak to the Indigenous scholar and activist Nick Estes on settler colonialism and continuing Indigenous resistance. Then, the dissenters. Two former top officials, Craig Mokhiber at the United Nations and Josh Paul at the State Department. They both resigned from their jobs to protest the Israeli bombardment of Gaza.
I decided to resign for three reasons. The first and most pressing of which is the very
I believe, uncontroversial fact that US-provided arms should not be used to massacre civilians, should not be used to result in massive civilian casualties. And that is what we are seeing in Gaza.
The hardest part of proving genocide has been proven for us with these very open statements of genocidal intent by Israeli officials, including the Prime Minister and the President and senior cabinet ministers and military officials.
All that and more coming up. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. In this special broadcast, we begin the show with the Indigenous scholar and activist Nick Estes, co-founder of the Indigenous resistance group The Red Nation, and a citizen of the Lower Brule Sioux tribe. His books include Our History is the Future, which tells the history of Indigenous resistance over 2 centuries, offering a roadmap for collective liberation and a guide to fighting life-threatening climate change. Estes centers this history in the historic fight against the Dakota Access Pipeline at Standing Rock. I asked him to talk about the 2 Thanksgiving stories he writes about at the beginning of his book.
So the first Thanksgiving story begins with the Pequot massacre by members of the Massachusetts Bay colony, which really marks in my opinion, the mythology of the United States as a settler colonial country founded on sort of genocide to create, ironically, peace. And then I begin with another story of a prayer march that we led in the Bismarck Mall in Bismarck, North Dakota, to kind of bring attention to the Standing Rock struggle during a Black Friday shopping event, which was met by police armed with AR-15s, who then began punching and kicking water protectors who were holding a prayer in the Bismarck Mall. And I thought it was a really kind of jarring sort of contrast between the past and the present, to say that while there are sort of differences between the massacre of Pequots in Massachusetts to the contemporary sort of fight against an oil pipeline, nonetheless, Bismarck, North Dakota is a 90% white community that originally the Dakota Access Pipeline was supposed to go upriver from, but then was rerouted downriver to disproportionately affect the Standing Rock Sioux tribe. And disproportionate is the language that the Army Corps of Engineers use, as if there's ever a proportionate risk to environmental issues and water contamination. So at this particular moment, there weren't any actions that were happening in the camps, and it was largely at a standstill. And I think at that Thanksgiving weekend, there was an un-Thanksgiving feast that was held in the camps, and it was actually the highest point of the camps themselves, in the sense that there were the most sort of water protectors had showed up. So I thought it was a good kind of contrast to show that this history, is a continuing history of genocide, of settler colonialism, and basically the founding myths of this country.
Your book's last words are, we're challenged not just to imagine, but to demand the emancipation of Earth from capital. For the Earth to live, capitalism must die. Explain.
So that line is part of, this longer section on liberation. And I think when we think about climate change, oftentimes the question of climate change really centers on market-driven solutions, such as, green capitalism, and how do we create markets that sort of incentivize